Hello, this is Monique McDonald. And if you're looking for more one-on-one help with your voice and how to make it magnetic, I want to invite you to check out my coaching packages at themagneticvoice.com. Then click Transform with Monique and book a complimentary connection call. Let's see if we can find a package for you that will fit all of your needs. I'm so grateful for your listening to the Magnetic Voice podcast, and I can't wait to meet you and continue the conversation. Take care. See you soon.
Welcome to the Magnetic Voice, here on the Experience of the Soul podcast channel, a show where speakers and singers learn how to be more magnetic and align their voices to the divine within. Today, episode 57, Healing Balm. And now your host, Monique McDonald.
Hello and welcome to the Magnetic Voice podcast. My name is Monique McDonald and I am here with the darling and fantastic Shannon Kropf. Hey, Shannon.
Hello, Monique, and hey, everybody out there. It's lovely to be with you today.
Oh, we're so excited to be here. And today we are talking about the healing balm. Balm, not the bomb that goes.
The healing balm, man.
Not
no,
bomb.
not that. Well, it's more like a salve.
It's more like a salve.
A balm.
It is.
Why do both of those words have the weird L's in them?
Honey?
So balm
And a
salve.
salve. And what I think is super cool, thank you for this, because I can just take a little moment about my love of language. And both of those make you have to elongate the vowel.
You're
and
right.
The vowel is And based on what they mean, I think that's amazing.
It's kind of onomatopoeia, right? Where the word sounds like what it is. I didn't know that balm, the noun had a sound, but balm
and salve.
People are like, what is wrong with these people? What? Why am I listening to this?
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I'm going to try and reel it in.
All right.
Well,
I'd like to say Dave will cut this out, but he won't.
No, because yay, this is fun.
Balm.
Okay. All right. So you may be asking, Shannon, and all of you listening out there, what is that healing balm? And for me today, it is forgiveness. I feel that in the way my life is unfolding right now, there have been things that I have let go. There have been things that I have been so focused on one area of my life, I haven't been taking care of my body the way I should, or taking care of my home as much as I should. I've been traveling a lot. And just in general, pushing through and in order to do the things that I've been getting to do, which I've been living an abundant life and traveling and having this tremendous moment of self-exploration. And now I've come to the place where I realize there are some loose ends left over within myself that need forgiveness. And that there therein lies the truth of healing. I had a spiritual teacher who used to always talk about this, and I always found it so interesting that not forgiving someone for past transgressions or feeling that people had done things to hurt you in the past is like drinking poison and expecting the other to die.
Right.
Right. But then I had to ask myself, so what is it if I'm doing that to myself? What if I'm holding myself to such high standards that I can't win with myself, right? It's never good enough. I'm always finding myself lacking. My business isn't growing fast enough. My body isn't shrinking fast enough. My love life, my kids, I don't have kids, but for you, whatever it is that you're not forgiving yourself for, what is it then? It's like drinking poison. And then, I don't understand. Like, I want to explore what is that? It feels like it's drinking poison, which feels like a very conscious act of poisoning someone is a very conscious act of vengeance, right? But with us, when the forgiveness is self-forgiveness, it feels like we're constantly drinking little bits of poison without even realizing it.
Right. Yeah. I'm pondering that.
Ernest Holm has a quote in his Science of Mind, and he says, "I forgive all and am forgiven of all and by all. Nothing remains in me but love." And I realized that I'm carrying these little pockets of things like from way back that are just sort of bubbling up that I've been holding against myself. I'm super good at forgiving others. In fact, I think I may be too good. Like, I think I forgive too quickly. I think I maybe should, hold people accountable a little bit more. And make them have to work a little harder to get back in, right?
Yes.
But for Monique, I just am I'm hard on myself. And I don't know but I suspect that there may be a few people out there listening who might be feeling the same way.
I'm sure there are. Sure there is. Sure there are.
And as I ponder this idea, and I am sort of devoting the next week to going on a hunt for those little pockets of unforgiveness that I'm holding within myself towards myself.
Right. Well, it kind of goes to self-talk and identity and all of that kind of stuff, which can be good or bad.
Right.
If we're used to telling ourselves that our business is not good enough or our body is not good enough or whatever, then that can become identity. And then it's very hard to look at to look at situations that you may have been in where you may have made a mistake, that it's just a situation and it's just a thing that happened rather than this is who I am.
Exactly. And that is really a part of the practice to remind ourselves that wherever we're finding these places or these pockets of unforgiveness, these situations that we may have done something wrong, or we didn't like how we acted, or we should have been smarter, we should have been, shoulda, woulda, coulda. And realizing that it's not me. It's not who I am. It's what I did.
Right.
And just that little bit of separation makes it a little bit easier, I think, to see clearly and to see ourselves clearly. I also feel like this whole new way of being after the pandemic, I'm just sort of watching myself and other people go a little hog wild. You know, it's like, I want everything now that I couldn't have. And, you know, I want connection immediately. I want to travel everywhere. Right? I want to go out into a theater or into church or wherever there are a bunch of people.
And I want to hug people.
I want to hug them all.
Yes.
And those things that we felt that we had to deprive ourselves of, and what we did to compensate for what we were missing during that time. I think that some of us got into some really interesting habits, and I can just speak for myself. I got used to not moving.
Yeah.
I was all of a sudden got used to being online all the time. And, you know, my business is online, you know, everybody I talked to was online, and, and to forgive myself for that now I'm sort of wanting to stay in that little bubble, and that it takes more effort to go out into the world and want to interact physically outside in the world, because we also develop the habit of it's not safe out there. Even though it's maybe unconscious. It's not.
And even I'd take that a step further and go, people are not safe.
Yes.
I physically not safe to be around people, which is so damaging on so many levels.
Yeah. And I think that it's one of those, for me, one of those little pockets of, you know, people were acting crazy, yo. People were acting crazy, and understandably so, right? Because of we didn't know what was happening. And we were put into a situation of isolation.
Yes.
And some of us more than others. For example, you and your lovely husband, Dave, and your mom, you all lived together. So you had each other. But there were some people like me who live alone and had no one. And so it was a very interesting time. So I feel that as we are moving into 2023, one of the things we need to do is just take a little delve inward and look at what we may have done in order to make up for the things that we deprived ourselves for in the past, and forgive.
Yeah.
And forgive ourselves, forgive each other. forgive the world at large.
Right.
There's so many things out of balance now because of what went on then. And if I hear one more person say, the world is going to hell,
Right.
And because, it's because we are in a backlash. We're trying to get ourselves back. And one of the things that I know is unconditional love is the fastest road to forgiveness.
Right.
When a child slaps his mother in a fit of rage, the mother doesn't slap him back. I mean, usually.
That in the best possible scenario. Yes, that's correct.
Right? She's like, oh, honey, right? If I actually was witness to some friends who, the daughter was what hadn't eaten. And so she was literally having, I think, possibly, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but low blood sugar and was just throwing a tantrum and freaking out. And I watched the father have to put his arms around her just to stop her from hurting herself. And it was very intense. And she was screaming. And it looked like he was hurting her.
Right.
But when you looked again, you saw that it was love. And then everybody started breathing. And she came back to herself and turned around and hugged her father. And it was just, it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed, because the father didn't engage in the behavior and say, don't do that, or reprimand or anything. He just put his arms around her.
Yeah.
And held her safe. And I feel like, there are parts of me that have been having temper tantrums. Little silent temper tantrums that it's time to forgive. It's the time of forgiveness. It's time to remember that we can tap back into the healing flow of life and start to trust that again. That we are ready to remember to forgive ourselves, each other, the world, the pandemic, on whatever level that is at work in your life right now. I just want to remind everyone that love is true forgiveness. And when we tap back into that eternal, divine love, we remember that no matter what's going on outside of us, or even within us, we are always forgiven. All of it. Always. Before we've even done it, we're forgiven. Thanks for being with me on my journey, my dear Shannon.
You're welcome. It's good. I don't have much to say because I'm just pondering, that's good.
Yeah. And for those of you listening, today I invite you to take a journey inward and look and see if there are any little pockets of unforgiveness either for yourself or for others or for the world. And just seek them out and wrap them with love and forgiveness. Just put love and forgiveness all around them. And let go. And know that all is forgiven all the time, no matter what. All right. Here we are in this brand new baby moment. We know that nothing exists except right here and right now. I invite you to take a deep belly breath, releasing and letting go. And inhale as though you're inhaling divine love. Pause for a moment full of love and gently exhale anything that is not love. Again, inhale. Divine love flowing into you through every pore of your being. And gently exhaling anything that is not love. Opening your heart, opening your mind, opening your entire being to receive divine love. With every inhale, you are more love. And with every exhale, you let go of all the transgressions that you've been holding on to for years. That's right, just let them go. See a big balloon before you and just pour all of the unforgiveness, all the things you've been holding against yourself, against others, against the whole world, all the places and things and feelings and ideas that need forgiveness. Pour them all into this big balloon and watch it fill as you release and let go. Put the burdens into this balloon and watch it expand to receive everything that is no longer useful to be holding against yourself or anyone else. And I want you to tie up this balloon with love. Feel forgiveness moving through you as you tie it up so that it is something outside of yourself, something outside of your consciousness or experience. And then watch it float away. Watch it float away from you into the arms of the loving universe that takes it and wraps it in love. It is fully released now. and you are an empty vessel. And as you inhale and exhale, feel yourself filling with forgiveness, with self-love, with unconditional love, with the compassion and joy and beauty that is now here and present, filling you up. All is forgiven. All is released. You are forgiven. You forgive. All debts are paid. You are free. And now feel the lightness of your being. Feel your spirits lift. Feel yourself moving into divine freedom and love and light. Nothing is holding you back. There's no more baggage. There's only light, spirit. Open doors, open hearts, love, and so it is. Amen.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Magnetic Voice here on the Experience of the Soul podcast channel. This channel is made possible because of listeners just like you. If you would like to support the channel with your tax-deductible contribution on an ongoing basis or through a one-time gift, head over to experienceofthesoul.com/support. The Magnetic Voice is copyright 2022 Monique McDonald, all rights reserved. Our theme music is composed by Dave Kropf and used with permission. The Experience of the Soul podcast channel is a production of 818 Studios.
Hey friends, Sean here, your Experience of the Soul producer. I want to take a moment to tell you about something truly exciting. The SoulWorks online community, created by your host, Cynthia Alice Anderson, and available on the Mighty Networks app. If you're looking for a place where you can explore your spiritual path, connect with others, and grow in a meaningful way, then this is for you. SoulWorks is so much more than an online community. It's a safe, inclusive space for spiritual exploration, self-discovery, and personal transformation. Inside the community, you'll find everything from uplifting spiritual studies to soul-centered growth practices, meditations, affirmations, and so much more. It's a space where you'll always be supported and never judged. The best part, membership is free. You'll have access to powerful resources, inspiring content, and a supportive group of like-minded people who are all on their own unique spiritual journeys. And if you're ready to dive deeper, there are premium options available to enhance your experience with a live Monday night talk series and extended, deeper meditations. If you're seeking a place to connect, grow, and nurture your soul, we would love to have you join us in the SoulWorks community and see where this journey can take you. Visit my.soulworkscommunity.com today.